Today we are going to look at using MooMu in a host. We have AUM loaded up here. We will add a new audio track. In the top circle, we will click Select Audio Units Extensions, and we will scroll down until we get to MooMu. We will open MooMu. If we go to the Presets tab, click on the Examples folder and DAW instruments. We have a selection here, the first one being the AM bass. If we now click on the AUM routing tab, top left of the plugin GUI, we can select the built-in AUM keyboard. I will just close the browser so we can see what we are doing. We can play MIDI notes. We have a similar option with the FM pads. We will set the polyphony on the MIDI to CV module. As you can hear, this is polyphonic. We can use the parameters in the top bar in the host. Notice the first parameter is assigned to macro 1. As we adjust the controller in AUM, the movements are replicated in MooMu. Here we have a very simple synth. We have a single oscillator, gong through the VCA in the envelope module, to the audio module. To connect this up, we need to connect the pitch information, the volts per octave output on the MIDI module, to the volts per octave input on the oscillator. We shall connect the gate output on the MIDI module to the gate input on the envelope generator. Here, we have a simple patch demonstrating synchronizing sequences to the MIDI clock. We have a trigger sequencer where we have put in a basic rhythm, a drum sample player, and we go into our audio outputs. If we connect the clock output to the trigger input of our sequencer and press play on AUM, we can also connect the start output on the MIDI module to the reset input of the sequencer. This will allow us to restart our playing in sync with the host. Some sequences, such as Logic Pro, don't allow the use of instruments without note data. MooMu has an AU3 generator for this. Here we have a fresh Logic patch, where I have put in a simple drum pattern. We shall add a new MIDI track. We will replace the instrument that is playing. This time, rather than selecting instruments, we will select generators and the MooMu generator. We have a patch here that I have prepared. It is a drum sequencer with the full screenplay area. Here you can see I have put in another very simple drum pattern with 3 drum samples modules going into an audio mixer. The key to this is the MIDI to key V module, where we will take a cable from the clock output of the drum sequencer. We will increase the clock rate on the MIDI module. By default, 1 is quarter notes. If we turn this up to 4, we get 16th notes. The second connection is from the start output of the MIDI module to the trigger input on the sequencer. Now we can come back into Logic and press play. We can hear both sets of drums playing in sync. Please hit like and subscribe.